Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started with our warm-up. We're going to start with our chin tuck and our head turns. I like starting with the neck. So you can do the seated or standing, okay, just nice and tall for that spine, good posture. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to tuck the chin back 10, 9, very small movement, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to do our head turns. Okay, from side to side, 5 per side, always meeting in the center. Here we go. One shoulder, center, other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so we're going to go into our first warm-up move. This can be done seated or standing. We're going to do this for a minute. Let me show you what it looks like. And we're going to start with our hands inwards like this. I'm just going to do it seated here, but it's a little bit standing. We're going to open up, okay? And then we're going to come down with the palm or the palms, yep, and then back up. All right. There's a 4 count move. We're going to do that for 1 minute. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So it's warming up the shoulders. If you're seated, you're nice and tall. Focusing on a little bit of shoulder internal and external rotation by the lower fist palm down. So back up. Also firing up our posture muscles, the back, the shoulder blade here. When we come in and out with the elbows here. Put it halfway. If 1 minute feels too long and you need to shake those arms out for a moment, go ahead and do that. And then just come back to it when you're ready. You have 15 more seconds here. Warming up, okay? That's 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake that out. All right, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to show the seated and standing option. All right, I'm going to do half of it seated, half of it standing. We do this most weeks. So if you're seated, you're on the edge of your chair. Your knees are wider than your shoulders out, okay? And we're going out, middle, in, and then an arm circle, okay? If the arm circle is too much and you just want to come up and focus on the out, middle, in, do that, okay? All right, I'm going to do 30 seconds seated, all right? And then our standing looks the same. Just out, middle, in, optional arm circle, okay? Great, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1, begin. Now, circle. If that bothers shoulders, you do not have to do the circle. Come up and then come right back down. Good. We're 20 seconds in. At 30 seconds, I'm going to stand up to show the standing option. But if you're in the chair and you want to remain seated, please feel free. All right. For 30 seconds in, I'm going to remain here standing. I do it from the side view here so you can see that I'm kind of reaching out and then center and then closest to me and then up. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, our next movement in our warm-up is a straight arm pull down with a decrease. Okay, so do a little standing. We're seated. I'm going to do 30 and 30 again. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Back, hip flexors, elbows moving. 10 more seconds. So I'm going to stand up, and that'll be halfway. All right, left 30 seconds. I'm just going to stand up for the next 30. You don't have to. You're more comfortable seated. Again, if 1 minute is too long, you just need to shake those arms out for a second, and then get back to it. That's fine. Almost there. 5, 2, and 1. Okay. One more warm-up move. We have our butt kickers with that row. Okay, so it's like you're seated. You're going to be at the end of your seat. Your feet are longer. So bend in the knee, but you're not like all the way. You've got some extension there. So that way you're going to tap the foot back, tap the foot back. And I'm pulling like I'm rowing a boat. If you're standing, you're shifting that weight side to side. Okay? All right, I'm going to do 30 seconds seated, 30 seconds standing. Ready, and begin. Next warm-up move. A minute. Again, working on these posture muscles with the arms here. When we pull back, we're generating that movement through our back. The arms are actually secondary. All right, so these are all the muscles that help us stand up straight. So we're working good. Working the hamstrings by kicking back. All right, oops, I forgot. We got like 20 more seconds left. Forgot to stand up at 30. Ten more seconds, and then we're going to move into our first circuit. 2 and 1. Good. Shake it out. Get a drink. All right. Get a drink here if you need one. Make sure you have some sort of water or tea or anything that can hydrate you. A sports drink. Optional pair of light dumbbells, 3 to 5 pounds, or a pair of water bottles or soup cans. I am actually sore. I'm going to go down to my 3-pound dumbbells here. And the first circuit we're going to do is our hinge with our 3 rows. We've been working on this. If you've been coming every week, you know we're working on this one. Okay, so it's going to be hinge it down. You're standing. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. Back down. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so not only are we working the back right here, but we're also working the back of our glutes and hamstrings. Seated version. Let me show you from the side here. It's going to look similar. You're going to hinge it down. 1, 2, 3. Up. Okay, back down. All right, so you're still getting that hinge through your hips there. Okay, that's our first movement. Our second one, curl to press. Remember, our consistency and keep showing up and doing these movements is what's going to make us stronger here. Okay, curl to press. And then our last one is going to be a sit to stand. Okay, your option. If you want to remain seated here instead of the hover today, we're going to hit up those alternating leg extensions. Okay. All right. So that's our first circuit. 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. Let's get into this. We're going for 3 rounds. Okay. So here we go. Starting with the 3, the hinge to 3 rows. Oh dear. I'm sorry, guys. Always have to look for my, there it is, okay. To look for my timer for some round. Okay, so 3 rows to 1 hinge. I'm gonna be seated for the first round, okay? Here we go, 3, 2, 1, we're on. So we're gonna bring it down, 1, 2, 3, up, okay, nice and controlled. Stay focused on the movement. You do not need to hold weights here. You can just go through this with your body weight if you prefer. Ten more seconds here. 5. And time, okay? We're going to our curl to press next, okay? You can be seated or standing for this one. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna curl it up, press it up, bring it back. Don't let momentum move, make this movement move. Okay, control it on the way down. Don't let your arms just kind of like, don't let gravity just kind of swing them down. Control it, work the muscle on both the way up and the way down. If you're seated, you're nice and tall. Think of that marionette string holding you nice and upright. 10 more seconds here, and then we're going to go to our sit to stand, or if you're in the chair option, we're going to do alternating leg extensions. 2 and 1, okay? 15 seconds recovery. Next is sit to stand or alt leg extensions. For round 1, I'm going to remain seated and do the alt leg extensions. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1, begin. And if you're standing, go ahead and give me that sit to stand. Remember, if you're doing the leg extensions here, you're flexing that foot because that's going to help and like kind of pushing through that heel because that's going to help you engage the top of the leg, which is, the primary focus with this movement here. We have 15 more seconds here, and we're going to go back to the top for round 2 with our hinge to 3 rows. And for round 2 and round 3, I will be standing. If you choose to stay seated, please feel free, okay? And time, okay, going back to our first movement. Get ready, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hinge it down. 3, 2, 1, up. Back down. 3, 2, 1. Good. Just past halfway for this movement. Almost there. 2 and 1. Okay, curl to press is next. Seated or standing for this one. Giving the lower body a little break. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, begin. Curl it up, bring it back. 2. Good. Almost done. Less than 10 seconds here. 2 and 1. okay? Sit to stand is next. You can do this body weight or with your dumbbells in your hands, or you can do, if you're doing the seated option, you're going to do the alternating leg extensions. Here we go in 2, 1, begin. Go at a pace that's comfortable for you, focusing on a quality repetition. And if 45 seconds just feels a little too long, you can always start a little late, give yourself more recovery time, right? Or end a little early to give yourself a little more recovery time. We're gonna go one more round for after this exercise. 2, and time, okay? We have one more round through, and then we're gonna move on. So we're going back to our hinge to 3 rows, seated or standing, okay? Final round in 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, 3, 2, 1, back up. Make sure you're keeping your core engaged, okay? Pulling that belly button back towards your spine. That's halfway. That's 10 seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, onto our curl to press. All right. Seated or standing in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Working those arms, working those shoulders. You're seated, you're sitting up nice and tall with the core engaged. And if you're standing up nice and tall with the core and the glutes engaged, okay? Got about 10 more seconds here. Then we're gonna go to sit to stand for our standing option, or our alternating leg extensions for our seated option. And time, okay. Get ready for our sit to stand or leg extensions. And after this movement, we're going to break, have a water break as I explain the next exercises. 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Remember, we're more concerned with quality over quantity. So if that means you need to slow down your rep, feel like you need, like that's what it takes to get a really quality rep, then that's what I want you to do. We want to train the body and the mind to get these movement patterns down so they're effortless for us, right? Or as much as we, as much as we can make them effortless. And time. Okay, that is our first block. We are going to go into a 40-10 now, okay? So 2 exercises, a little more cardio. We're not going to use weights for this one. Modified seal jacks, okay? So these are great for our posture, right? Getting those rounded shoulders to pull back right here, okay? So from that seated position, you're just on the edge of your chair, boom, boom, okay? And then we have our alt cross body punch to kick, okay? This is one of my favorites. We usually do this at the end. I put it in the beginning this week. So hands covering the face, like you're protecting your face. You're gonna cross, cross, kick, kick, cross, cross, kick, kick. Feel that rotation through your waist here, okay, as we get the whole body moving. Same thing here, cross, cross, kick, kick, okay? All right, so 40 seconds of work, 10 seconds of transition time. Please feel free to adjust that time as you feel necessary. Listen to your body, okay? If you need to start or stop a little earlier, late, that's fine. We're starting with our modified seal jacks. I'll do the first round seated in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Okay, this is our opportunity to try to elevate our heart rate here a little bit. If this bothers your arms at all, coming out with a full arm, maybe just coming out through the elbow instead, you're still working those, the upper back, those posture muscles. Okay, so if this is just too long of a lever length here, go ahead and drive it back with the elbows. Almost done. 3, 2, 1. Okay, all cross body punch to all front kick. Okay, if you're seated, you're on the edge of the chair. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Just find this so much fun. Have fun with this one. And I really feel that nice rotation through my waist. Gotta keep on repeating our movement patterns so we can get really good at it, right? Repetition, our practice is what makes perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that was round 1. We're gonna do 2 more rounds. I am gonna go to standing for these next 2 rounds. Please feel free to stay seated. Modified seal jacks, begin. All right, so we're getting that hip abduction by tapping out to the sides, whether you're seated or standing, as well as working on those posture muscles, getting that upper back. Feeling the burn here. Remember, if you need to start or stop a little early, or late, that's fine, okay? It's your workout. You listen to your body. 3, 2, 1, okay, shake it out. Let's get ready for our alt cross body punch to our alt kick. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. We have 10 more seconds here, and then one more round through. 2, and 1. Okay, last time through, and then we're going to go back to a strength block. Okay, modified seal jacks. 2, and 1. Here we go. Remember, if you have any shoulder pain, maybe give this one a go. See if this feels a little better. My elbows are still high up, shoulder height, right? I'm just reducing how long that length that comes out to the side, that lever length, like a fulcrum and lever, right? Ten more seconds here, and we're all done with our modified seal jacks. Ooh, these are a burner. 2, and 1, shake it out, alternating cross body punch to alternating front kick, okay? In 3, 2, 1, here we go. If it's not too confusing, I'll talk about the breathing on these. You exhale as you punch and exhale as you kick, right? That's when it exhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Okay. If it feels really confusing and the coordination, you're losing it, don't focus on the breath so much. That will come with in time, okay? 2 and 1. All right, guys, moving right along, okay? Back to a 45-15 for strength movements here. We are going to do our side step sumo squat and our leg extensions. So if you are seated, what I want you to do here is you're going to side step, touch down, back to the center, to the other side, touch down. You don't have to actually touch the floor. You're just reaching down, like kind of like when we did these, okay? All right, our cherry picker. So it's side step, you're getting that abduction, reach up, together, side step, reach up, together. That's your seated option, okay? And if you're standing, it's our sumo side step, and you can weight this as well, okay? All right, and then your second one is more leg extensions, okay? So seated, you're gonna give me more leg extensions. We're hitting those quads up twice today. And if you need a little more intensity for the standing, if you don't wanna do the leg extensions, and you wanna give me some front kicks, all right? Just think of that, think knee raise kick, okay? That can be your standing option, okay? All right, so 45 seconds of work. We're gonna start with our side step sumo squats. I'm going to do this first round seated, okay? Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We're on, so side step, reach, up, together. Side step, reach, up, together. Side step, reach, up, together. I'm kind of like on the edge of my chair so that I have room to move those legs out, you know? Go at a pace that's comfortable for you. We've got 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Next one is our seated leg extensions, or you could do standing alternating front kicks. Okay, it's your choice if you want to do the seated with me or the standing front kicks. 2, 1. Here we go. Just like we did earlier. Okay, we're hitting these up. We're getting 6 rounds of these today. Okay, flex that foot. Feel that engagement of that quad. Okay. These are big muscles we have in our leg. The more that we train these big muscle groups, the more calories we burn at rest, okay? Plus, I love how it gets our knees moving. You know, if you have knee problems, someone's getting that synovial fluid, which is the fluid in between your kneecaps. You know, you get that moving first thing in the morning. Hopefully, it helps create less issues throughout the day. Good. 5 more seconds here. 2, and 1. Okay, we're going back to the top with our sumo, side step sumo. Okay, I'm going to go to standing this round, okay? Remember the seated version if you're remaining seated, okay? 2, 1, here we go. So I'm nice and wide with those legs. Think of a sumo wrestler and how they do their sumo walks. You know, they lift those legs up high and squat down wide. Go at a pace that's good for you. Okay, quality over quantity. Okay, we want good movement patterns. We're not interested in saying, oh, I got, you know, 20 reps in 45 seconds. We're interested in, I got 10 really good reps, right? That's more important than the quantity, okay? Whew, almost there. 2, and 1. Rest. All right, we're going back to those seated leg extensions. And if you're feeling really strong and you want to do those standing front kicks, go ahead and do that. I'll try the standing ones here. 2, 1, here we go. Remember, you're doing seated leg extensions as an alternative. Even if you're doing this whole workout standing, you still may prefer the seated leg extensions because it's a good exercise. Okay, so tailor it and make it work for you. We have one more round after this. Three, 2, and 1. Good. Sumo side step squats for the final time. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. You can hold weights here. I'm pretending to hold weights. Here's an example where weights are not always necessary. If you have them and you'd like to use them, go ahead. But you know your body best. You know what's best for you. And remember the difference between exercise discomfort and actual pain, okay? A little bit of exercise discomfort's okay, right? But understand, you know, if your body's like, that's pain, okay, you know you need to stop, okay? Don't try to work through too much pain. Maybe try a modified version or take a little extra rest. 2, and 1. Okay, all done with those. Back to our seated leg extensions, or if you'd like to join me for these front kicks, you can do that as well. In 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Take a step away. We're gonna rest after this. Get a water drink or water break. Go at the pace that's good for you. Last 5 seconds. 2, and time. Okay, let's get a drink. We are going into a 40-10 next. We're going to do our start crossover crunches. So it's that opposite elbow to knee, whether we're seated or standing. And our speed skaters. We did this from last week. I really like this. Okay, so here's our first move. All right, you feel that rotation. You're going to exhale as you twist. Okay, exhale as you twist. All right, same thing. Okay, working those abs. All right, and then our second one is our speed skater. So our seated option, again, I'm on the edge of my chair, right? And we're twisting again, but instead of twisting from the inside, now we're twisting from the outside, okay? So we're hitting inner thighs, outer thighs with the second one, all right? And from that standing position, the speed skater is, there we go, twist, twist. Okay, so that back leg comes behind, okay? So you're kind of hitting this outside here, okay? You're getting that outer glute outer thigh area. Okay, I'm gonna do the first one, seated, and then I'll move on to standing. All right, 40 seconds of work. Here we go with our crossover crunches, elbow to opposite knee, edge of our chair. 3, 2, and 1, begin. Exhale, exhale. Feel that twist. And as you drive that knee towards that elbow, they don't have to touch, but you're kind of working that inner thigh by pulling it in and over. Abs, inner thigh, heart, okay? Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're also working the hip flexors there too. into those speed skaters, okay? Speed skaters are next. 3, 2, and 1. So now we still have this twist through the midsection, but we're pulling the legs out to the sides rather than pulling them in towards the center, right? Same with our arms. Instead of our arms going in towards the center, now they're going out to the sides. I just like this combination together. Two and 1. Okay, I'm going to move to standing here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the star crossover crunches now, seated or standing. All right, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Pull them back towards the middle now. Don't go so fast you lose your ground. Standing version, you're getting that balance work too. If you need to start or stop early, don't forget, you can do so. We've got 10 more seconds. 2, 1, okay. Little recovery. Going on to the speed skaters now. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. I always get confused on the first one because it's a little bit different than the seat. This is another fun one to me. I like this one. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we have one more round to go through. All right, one more round. Back to this star crossover crunches, but here, seated or standing. Here we go. I can feel my body temperature elevating at this point. The work, the cumulative work that we've done so far, it's got me feeling nice and warm. I'm trying to get that rotation. You're not, the elbow doesn't have to touch the knee. You're just moving in that direction. You're feeling that spine twist. Almost there. Last 5, 2, woo, and 1. Okay. Last round of speed skaters. Deep breath. 3, 2, and begin. So we're just pretending we're in the Olympics, ice skating. Pass halfway. And we're going to break. Good, 10 more seconds. 2, and 1. Okay, rest and recover, guys. Get a drink. All right, I'm going to explain what's coming up next. We're almost done. We've got 2 more blocks to get through. We're going to go to our arm work. I really liked how this one flowed last week. I want to keep it the same. We're going to do our tricep, whether you're seated or standing. Our tricep kickbacks. Okay. And then our lateral raise bicep curl. Now, again, remember how I said last week, sometimes this movement with the knuckles going up towards the ceiling can really put some impingement on the shoulder for some people, okay? So if that's the case, you may be more comfortable doing our curl to press again, which both work the top of the shoulder, okay? So you're still working the same muscle group, so you can either choose to do that if this feels uncomfortable, or if you're just done with the shoulders and you just want to do bicep curls, just give me bicep curls, okay? All right, there are options. All right, starting with the tricep kickbacks. We're going to do 45 seconds of work there, okay? So whether you're seated or standing, you're hinged forward, okay? Keeping those elbows close to the body here. All right, and we're going to extend back. And here we go, 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, so, and whether or not you have weights in your hand as you're doing this, when those elbows are extended straight, the arms nice and long, you're really thinking about squeezing the back of the arm, okay? Think about that muscle engagement there, okay? We're gonna get that blood flow to the muscle. We wanna make the muscle nice and warm, let it know it's alive and it needs to work for us, right? Good. It's gonna be done seated or standing. 5, 2, and 1. Okay. Little recovery time. Again, we've got our lateral raise to bicep curl this way, or you could do a curl to press like we did in the beginning, or just your bicep curl. You get to pick, okay? Here we go. So we're moving at the shoulder joint, and then the next movement, we're moving at the elbow joint. Good, halfway. I'm gonna go back to our tricep kickbacks. You have a pair of light weights, I'm sure you're probably feeling this by now. You might even find that 1 lateral raise and 2 bicep curls is a better combination, okay? So think about that. You can play around and rest. You can play around with, you know, maybe if these feel really hard and it's not that you have a muscle impingement, it just feels hard, then do a couple more bicep curls in there. All right, back to the top. Tricep kickbacks, right? Lost my train of thought there. So I'm keeping those elbows close to the rib cage. They're not flailing out to the side. And when I'm extending my arms straight, I'm really thinking about engaging that tricep muscle. Again, even without the weight, you just tell that muscle to squeeze and contract, okay? Get that blood pumping to the muscles. 10 more seconds here. Three, 2, and time. Okay, back to our lateral raise to bicep curl. I'm going to show this second round what I mean by if the 1 lateral raise, 1 curl is too much. I'll show you what I mean. You do 1 lateral raise and 2 bicep curls. All right, so I'm going to do lateral raise, curl, curl. See that? You could even do 3 curls. I'm just saying, I just want to show you ways that you can adjust this to make it work for you and your body and your fitness level, okay? And if you prefer, I'm just going to go back to one-on-one now, okay? Just because that's how I had it written. But I just want to show you there's really endless options, okay? Good, less than 10 seconds. 3, and time. Okay, we have 1 more round, and then we're going to finish with 1 more cardio conditioning component, and we are all done. Okay, so back to the tricep extensions for the last time. Seated or standing in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Stay focused. Seconds here. Okay, all done with those. And now our lateral raise to bicep curls or any of those alternatives that I'm showing you. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're doing these lateral raises with me. I said this last week. You always like think of those marionette strings, okay? And to pull the arms up out to the side, I want you to think that the strings are attached to your elbows, okay? That's what's leading the whole arm up, okay? Is through the elbow, not through the fingers, like through the hands, okay? Because it creates a lot more stress at the shoulder joint, okay? So think of the elbows as being what raises up. 5 more seconds. And time. Good. All right, rest and recover. We've got one more to go through. We're going back to our 10 conditioning. We've got modified jumping jacks. So from your seated position, jump, jump. Okay. Or you could always just come straight up. If that's better. Okay. Modified jumping jack standing is your other option. And then, just like our warm-up move, our butt keeper and row. So if you're seated at your chair, knees are more than a 90-degree bend. Okay, so you're kind of bringing those feet back. We're going to row, get those hamstrings down. We did a lot of quad work, so we're going to make sure we double that hamstring work as well. Okay, and you're standing option. Okay, all right, here we go. Last block. Okay. Good. Yeah, for these. 10 more seconds here. Woo. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're going to go to those butt kickers with that like that robo throw. Okay, so the elbows are kind of flared out slightly, but still under the shoulder. Okay, here we go. Half of that to go back. Think of the hamstring, the underside of the thigh. Tired. Woo, feel this. Shake those hands out for a second. Like I do. Just gonna rest for a second. Back to it when I can. Okay, it's gonna be good. Okay to rest. You don't quit. You just rest and start again, right? All right. Recover. We're going back to our modified jumping jacks. We're going to go standing for the next 2 rounds. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the piece. That's good for you. Stop a little early if you need to. Shake the hands out if you need to. Got 10 more seconds here. That's 5, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Going back to those butt kickers. All right. With the pull back. Okay. We're going to do that. And here we go. I did a heavy weightlifting session for my back yesterday, so I'm sore today, and I'm really feeling it with these movements. Good. 10 more seconds, and we have one more round to get through. one. Okay, shake it out one more time through. Modified jumping jacks for the final time. Seated or standing, you can. 2, 1, here we go. Get wet. Last 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Almost there. Butt kickers with that pull back, seated or standing. And we're just going to do a quick stretch out after this, okay? And begin. Here we go. Halfway. Excellent. Last 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. All right, whether you're seated or standing, we're going to do a couple stretches here. We're going to start with a neck and trap stretch. So I'm just gently grabbing on my head. You're going to feel this stretch through the side here as I press and pull. And take a big inhale and exhale. And again. Good. Same thing other side. And press down with the straight arm and pull gently on the head. Feel that stretch through the side of the neck and inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're going to stretch the back of the neck, this area back here, just by whether you're seated or standing, you're just going to grab the back of your head, tuck your chin towards your chest, and you're just rounding that back, feeling that stretch to the upper, the back of the neck, the upper back area. Breathe. Good. Come out of that, okay? We're going to go ahead and put the palms on the small of our back, whether you're seated or standing, and you're going to lift your heart to ceiling, pulling your shoulder blades back. You should feel stretch through the front here, okay? Again, this helps with posture, right? Because we're tight in the front, weak in the back. So you're going to stretch the front, tighten the back, okay? So put your head wherever it's comfortable. Feel that stretch through the front of the shoulders and chest. Good. All right. And then from here, let's go to a seated option. Let's get those hip flexors. Okay, I'm sitting on the edge of my chair. All right, I'm extending one leg straight. I'm leaning. I'm feeling that stretch through the groin and hip flexor area here. Good. Back to center. We're going to do the other side. So this side's not as tight for me as the other side is. You know, that's normal to have imbalances. We're not perfectly symmetrical. Good. And then the last thing we're going to do here is we're just going to see that we're going to flex and point the ankle. You can just have it lifted up a little bit. Let's do 5 flex and points, and then circle 5 in one direction and 5 in the other. And then the same thing on the other side. Okay, extend that leg long, flex, point, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now circle 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, inhale it up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more times like that. Inhale up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. One more, inhale up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, guys, I hope that was good for you today. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'd be happy to answer for you.
Thanks, Coach, for always working out with us on Tuesday mornings. We really appreciate you. At this time, people can use a chat or unmute themselves. We already have a comment, 2 comments. Karen says, greetings, Elaine, Sally, and Z. Thanks again for sharing your positive chair workout energy on this lovely snowy day. Peace and blessings, Karen A. And Danielle says, awesome, everyone. Thanks again. And we have a couple of private comments saying, thanks, Coach. You really know how to get us moving on a cold winter day. And then we have somebody asking a question about getting leg cramps in the winter and what's like the best stretch.
Leg cramps, yeah, you know, such a common one,
Due to
right?
cold, probably because it's the winter, or not drinking enough water, I can think, because you're wearing your mask and then, you know.
Well, because you don't realize how much more, like, you might be drinking less because it's cold out. You don't, you know, you're not like hot, so you're not drinking as much. So I always say, number one thing is make sure you're hydrated, okay? Because that really is going to play a part in cramping, okay? So hydration. And then leg cramps, I mean, yeah, I mean, even what we were just doing here now, of course, when you're in an active cramp, I don't suggest you trying to, that means the muscle's really tight. Okay, so I don't suggest you trying to stretch through it when the muscle's really seized up and tight. Let the cramp pass, okay? And then once you feel that it's relaxed some, you know, just like what we were doing here at the end, I'm thinking right now in my head, I'm thinking, Charlie, I'm thinking like calves when we say leg cramp, okay? So like the flexing and pointing we just did here, okay? And the circling of the ankles are really good to just kind of get that, that blood flow and loosening up. Again, I've showed you this before. You would do this on like a stair, on like the lowest stair of something. You would pretend this is a step here, okay? I'm holding onto a banister or the wall, and I'm dropping that back heel down, and you can feel that stretch through the calf muscle, okay? So again, this wouldn't, if you're actively in a cramp or a Charlie horse, you're not gonna do this part right in that moment, okay? But once you have relaxed out of the cramp, you know, try stretching and loosening up the muscle, because a cramp is basically a really overactive tight muscle, okay? And sometimes they're due to dehydration. If you don't have enough fluid in your body, you know, that's sometimes the first telltale sign is cramps, okay? So again, water intake, and you guys know I'm a big advocate of the magnesium. It's just something you need to talk to your doctor first. I don't know what kind of medications, you know, interact with certain things, but water, magnesium, talk to your doctor about that. And then some flexing and pointing, some calf stretches, okay? And then just, I think, you know, sometimes just some self-massage, you know, just rubbing through, okay? Because that's what massage is for, to loosen up tight muscles, right? So let the cramp pass, and then maybe just take your thumbs and try to massage into the area to loosen it up. So hopefully that's helpful.
Great. Thanks, Coach. So we have Julie and John say, thank you, Coach. Great workout. Miflesh says, thanks so much. Great workout, dear Coach Elaine. Kathy says, thank you. Loved class. Wendy has a question. How long does it usually take to trim like the arms? You know how when you like flex and then you have kind of waves, which exercises work well? How often should they be done? Thanks again. Amazing class.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple factors in with that is, you know, when trimming the arms, if there is some extra weight that you're looking to get rid of too, I just think that when you say trimming, so, you know, your nutrition is going to play a part in that too. You know, you want to make sure you're in a calorie deficit, which means you're, you know, burning more calories throughout your day than you are consuming, than you are eating, okay? So making sure you're not overeating, right, is going to be, you know, the most obvious one. Right. And then as far as your arm exercises and whatnot, spot reduction really isn't possible. So what I like to do when I think in terms of this is I would watch my nutrition. I don't starve myself. Okay, it's not good to undereat. I watch my nutrition. I make sure you eat a lot of protein. Protein should be in all your meals. Okay, and then I I make sure I do things that kind of get my heart rate up and move my legs walking along with my exercises, because that's going to help lean you out, right? And then you train the muscles. So the arms, when we do our tricep kickbacks, our bicep curls, our overhead presses, our lateral raises, okay? As well as things like our rows, because we are still working our arms when we do things like this too, right? Okay, so those exercises are all going to be really important, but I like to, you know, I'm a big fan of let's row, and then let's do some squats, because you're going to burn more calories, which is just going to make you, you know, lose a little bit of body fat a little bit quicker, if that makes sense. So don't just think I got to do I want my triceps to not have that jiggly stuff on the bottom. So all I'm going to do is tricep extensions. That's not going to, in theory, it sounds like it would work, right? But it's not going to work. You got to do those, but you also have to incorporate everything else. You know, maybe some walking, or these like the circuits we did today, and 2 to 3 times a week if you're like a moderate, you know, exercise person. If you're brand new to it, 1 time a week to get started might be enough. And then if you're advanced, if you're a long-time fitness person, you could do up to 3 to 5 a week. You know, assuming that you're not going really heavy with your weights or anything like that. You could go up to 3 to 5 times a week. You know, and walking. Honestly, guys, if you can get out, I know right now it's not good, but even if you can mall walk or something like that, you know, the more steps you can take in the day, the more you're going to reduce, you know, and trim. Okay. So focus on your nutrition, be in a deficit, focus on a little bit of lower body work with your upper body, and focus on some cardio. So I kind of encompass all that in what we do here. Just so if you're all like, I don't know what that is, just keep on, go on YouTube and keep on doing the classes. There's probably a bunch of them on there by now, okay?
Thanks, Coach. Really, really grateful to you for your expertise. Wendy says your thorough answers are really appreciated. I didn't know you couldn't do spot reduction. Yeah, I think that's like a lot of the misnomer because of the publicity in our society and the way things are getting presented to us, information. I feel that that's easy to have as a misperception.
Yeah, because you think about it, it's like, you know, if you say, I only want to lose weight in this, like when you lose weight, you know, you'll see it in multiple areas in your body. You're not just going to lose it from the one spot you want it to. And quite frankly, it's usually where you want to lose the weight is usually the last place that you'll lose it. You'll lose it from other areas you're not really concerned about first, because your body just functions as a whole unit, not individual, you know, sections, you know.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.